Welcome to BizDoc Online. This is an overview of the tools in this web application that are designed for business entities. There are actually two websites. There's a .NET site used by business service companies to create client accounts, and a .com site that contains the client accounts. To create a client account, click the Reseller Login button. Enter the reseller's username and password. When the reseller account opens for the first time, it will look like this. When the Add Client button is pressed, a data form appears. It includes an email address. After data is entered and the Save Data button is pressed, an email is automatically sent to the client with the username and a password. The client can then sign in to the newly created client account on the .com website. After client accounts have been created, the first page in the reseller account will look something like this. Click one of the client account names and the account appears. The options on the left are for managing the account. The client account on the .com website can be accessed directly by clicking this button. When the client account opens, there's a Client Options menu. It can be used to add editor and viewer permissions. Editors are emailed a unique username and password. Their edits can be reviewed by the client and reseller in the client's change log. Viewers can view but not edit meeting records, saved documents, and web resources. A viewer can access the site from a variety of computer platforms and mobile devices, including a smartphone. Let's start with data entry forms. We'll move through this rather quickly. Please keep in mind there is a help file where you can access more detailed information. We're opening the company profile. Multiple companies can be added to one client account. Typically, the entities in a client account have common owners or share resources. The type of entity for each company is selected using this pull-down list. Data throughout the application changes when a company record of a different entity type is selected. We'll open the Titles and Responsibilities form to show how data changes when a different entity type is selected. Notice how the titles change. Titles, terms, and entire documents change based on the type of business entity. If default titles or terms are not exactly what's needed, they can be changed too. The People profile lists the names of everyone associated with the companies on the company profile. To clarify, associated includes owners, directors, officers, and employees, or their equivalent for different types of entities. Select the name of a person and checkmark the names of the companies the person is associated with. We're opening the Titles and Responsibilities form. When a company name is selected, the names of the people associated with the selected company, identified on the People profile, appear on the form. On this form, titles and responsibilities are recorded for each person in each company. Titles assigned here determine names of people that appear in documents. For example, the name of the secretary for a company is inserted in the signature block in many documents, with the title Secretary following the person's name. When an owner is a group of people or a company that's not tracked on the company profile, their names are added to the Group Owners form. There are two types of owner rosters in this application. One is for companies that don't trade ownership. The second type of register tracks ownership transactions. It's larger than the Simple Owner Register. Open the Enter Transactions form to add transactions. Once transactions have been entered, both active and surrendered certificates can be viewed on the Certificates form. The Transactions form groups certificates by transaction. The Ownership form lists current owners and the amount of their ownership. This is the Resources form. Here companies are matched with professional resources. A company's resource, like an attorney or accountant, is inserted into documents. The Create Documents form lists document titles. The application contains more than 200 documents where data is dynamically inserted from the online database. The application includes operational documents, meeting minutes, notices, proxies, and more. It includes resolutions to be voted on at a meeting and in lieu of a meeting. Right now, a corporation is selected. Notice how the document titles change when the name of a limited liability company is selected. When we select a document title, questions appear. There is usually a default answer from the database for each question. The default answer can be changed if needed. When an answer is not in the database, the answer needs to be entered manually. The final document appears in HTML format. Now the document can be modified. It can then be saved to the Saved Documents form, where it can be reviewed later, or the document can be downloaded. There are many features not described in this overview that are described in detail in the online tutorials. A 30-day free trial is a great way to let clients and principals evaluate this cutting-edge web application.